Why do the Chiefs keep getting arrested? Maybe God is real.
Every person on the team is a bad person in real life.
Life has never been better for the Kansas City Chiefs. They've won 3 of the last 5 Super Bowls. They've got the world's biggest pop star bringing them fans from every corner of the world. Yes, corner because the earth is a square. And they've got the best QB in football tethered to their franchise for the indefinite future. They've come a long way since their infamous season where they didn't have a single wide receiver with a touchdown catch. And now they can't go a week without a player getting arrested.
Everyone is a bad person. That's our promise to you. Everyone's a fucking scoffbucker.
I'm retired body cavity searcher at the courthouse, Brandon Perna, and it's time for another episode of... This offseason from hell began with Patrick Mahomes Sr. getting arrested on suspicion of DWI. That was his 3rd DWI charge, and he was formally indicted for felony drunk driving from his arrest on February 3rd. We, of course, then had the Rashee Rice car racing crash, 2 marijuana arrests, taking us to the most recent Chief to run afoul of the law, defensive tackle Isaiah Buggs. Buggs was arrested last week in Alabama on charges of domestic violence and burglary, according to the Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office website, where I learned you can email the prisoners directly. Now, it took a few days, but we finally got details from the arrest, and they are disturbing, if true. Buggs is being accused of breaking into the mother of his child's house and then dragging her down the stairs. Buggs and his agent have yet to comment on these accusations, but if true, I can't imagine he'll be a Chief for much longer. He was held on a $5,000 bond before being released, but his arrest is Buggs' second in less than 3 weeks. He's speed running an elite criminal record. Back in May, Buggs turned himself in on 2 misdemeanor animal cruelty charges. In a statement to the NFL Network, Buggs' agent, Trey Robinson, stated that Buggs vehemently denies the animal cruelty allegations, saying that the dogs did not belong to him. The police report states that 2 dogs were left on a back porch of Buggs' home that he rented with no access to food or water, and it was also reported that Buggs recently moved from the house, so if they can prove those aren't nor ever were his dogs, this next part might make more sense. Robinson also claimed that Buggs was being targeted as a part of an ongoing subversive campaign to force the closure of a hookah lounge he owns in Tuscaloosa. Was this a frame job to get a hookah lounge shut down? What the fuck is going on in Tuscaloosa? Buggs has not been a Chief for long, all right? He was drafted by the Steelers in the 6th round in the 2019 NFL Draft, played 3 seasons with the Black and Gold. He then spent 2 years with the Detroit Lions before joining the Chiefs practice squad in January, where I guess he technically won a Super Bowl ring, much like how Melvin Gordon is also a Chiefs legend / Super Bowl champion.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I didn't do shit.
I got carried.
Although I've been told he lost his ring after fumbling it while in Denver. Now, here's the big lesson in all of this. Let's say Buggs is telling the truth about not committing animal cruelty. Though I'm not sure not owning the dogs is a perfect defense. Maybe though, while you're being investigated for a crime of that nature, refrain from being arrested for domestic violence and burglary. As they always say, don't break the law while you're breaking the law. I think Judas Priest wrote an entire song about it.
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
Yeah, that was it. That's why I never jaywalk while I'm littering, and why I never litter while I jaywalk.
Littering and
One at a time. I would not be surprised if Buggs gets the axe sooner rather than later, as he's not exactly a key contributor in the great Chiefs machine. He should have plenty of time to repair the image of his hookah lounge if he's able to avoid jail time. And no, that hookah lounge is not dog friendly. Serious question though, do any of you fuck with hookah lounges? If so, please tell me why in the comments. Am I missing something at these hookah lounges? Then you have a couple of other fringe chiefs getting pinched on drug charges. Some would say the most dangerous drug of all, optimism. No, weed. It's weed.
The weed.
Smoking the reefer.
Offensive tackles Wanya Morris and Chukwuebuka Godric. Chukwuebuka Godric were released shortly after posting a $2,500 bond back in May. Honestly, though, when I hear Chukwuebuka and bond, this is all I see.
Bond.
A marijuana arrest? What year is this? 2011? Here's what's fucked up and hilarious to Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos fans who can all smoke weed legally. Kansas City lies partially in Missouri and partially in Kansas. Weed is legal in Missouri, fully legalized. You can buy it, you can smoke it, you can get so high you think the St. Louis Arch was originally 2 arches colored yellow and built by the great Ronald McDonald. But if you are on the wrong side of the state line in Kansas City, they will arrest your ass and throw you in jail. I'll admit, it's a bit confusing, especially for a stoner. Now, there have also been reports that the state of Kansas is trying to lure the Chiefs to their side of the state by possibly financing some of the upgrades they want to make around Arrowhead Stadium. If they want to do that, I suggest they legalize weed and stop enforcing draconian laws. I lived in Kansas for 6 years, and there are a lot of great people there. There are also a lot of people who think Jesus rode dinosaurs. And ironically, those people do not smoke weed. Now, Morris was selected by Kansas City in the 3rd round of the 2023 draft out of Oklahoma and is expected to compete for the starting left tackle position this season. Godric joined the Chiefs last year through the NFL's International Player Pathway, having never played organized football before the 2023 preseason. Godric is also the first player to regret being part of the International Player Pathway program. Andy Reid recently said that Morris has a good shot at winning the starting left tackle job, but that's only if he can spend less time rolling doobies and spending more time rolling defensive ends into the ground. Andy Reid also said, "I am eternally grateful for not needing weed to have the munchies." I'm sorry, Andy. I'm sorry.
Explain it again with those nuggies.
But the biggest thorn in the Chiefs' side, Rashee Rice turned into Patrick Mahomes' most dependable wide receiver last season as a rookie, but it's looking less and less likely that he'll be available for a full season in 2024. I know I'm saying it exactly correct, guys. You all know what happened, so I'll keep this quick, okay? On March 30th, Rice was driving a Lamborghini involved in a high-speed hit-and-run in Dallas, along with a Corvette he was leasing. 4 other vehicles were damaged in what Dallas police describe as a chain reaction collision after the Lambo struck a retaining wall. We all saw the video footage, which was obtained by the Dallas Morning News, which shows 5 men exiting the Lamborghini and Corvette and fleeing the scene on foot without checking on the occupants of the other 4 vehicles. 2 of those occupants were transported to a hospital and 2 others were treated for minor injuries at the scene. 4 days later, Rice met with Dallas police and in a statement to the Dallas Morning News said he takes full responsibility for his role in the collision. His attorney, Royce West, said that Rice is cooperating with local authorities and will take all necessary steps to address this situation responsibly. On April 4th, West confirmed that Rice had been driving the Lamborghini. According to a police report, 10.8 grams of marijuana were found in the Lamborghini. Possession of this amount is a Class B misdemeanor in Texas. Again, you guys play football in Missouri. Just do it there. Or at Jerry Jones' house, where all crime is actually legal.
I want me some glory hole.
1 week later, Dallas police issued an arrest warrant for Rice, charging him with 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of collision involving serious bodily injury, and 6 counts of collision involving injuries. The driver of the Corvette was also identified and faces the same charges. A day after that, Rice turned himself into Glen Heights police and was briefly jailed in DeSoto before being released later that day on bail. Oh, God. That's a lot to recap. Less than a month later, Dallas police announced that Rice was under investigation for allegedly punching a photographer at a downtown Dallas nightclub. That looked like a story until it wasn't. Rice was not arrested or formally charged with the crime, and on May 21st, police announced that the victim had declined to press charges. Since then, though, Rice has been at youth football camps, he's been at mini camp, and he's been enjoying himself at the Chiefs ring ceremony. Rice's situation is the most troubling for the Chiefs in terms of football. Remember football. Rice had 938 yards and 7 touchdowns a season ago, leading the team in scores, trailing only Travis Kelce in yards. The Chiefs made a push to get deeper at wide receiver, signing Hollywood Brown and spending a first-round pick on Xavier Worthy. And of course, Worthy had his car stolen a month ago or so outside his apartment building in downtown Kansas City. You can run a 4.21 40-yard dash, but you still can't catch up to a car, unfortunately. If you've been following the NFL for long enough, you know that the Chiefs have always played chicken with the law, going back to when they drafted Tyreek Hill and stood by him despite an arrest and guilty plea for domestic violence that caused his dismissal from Oklahoma State. It wasn't until he left that we saw what Chiefs fans really thought about Tyreek Hill. But that really set the tone for the Andy Reid era Chiefs as a team that would look the other way on past transgressions as long as you could play ball. Unless, of course, you're Kareem Hunt and there was actually a video of your assault, because as we know, a video always makes the crime 10 times worse. It's why none of my jaywalking videos save to the cloud. But if you can't see it, you can ignore it, which the Chiefs have been doing for years.
I'm just trying to do something exciting by having a team with all really bad people. I just want to feel cool and dangerous and want people to like me.
But every team does this. Every team deals with these issues at varying degrees. If the talent outweighs the controversy, the team will stick by your side. We're currently working on a massive Cowboys episode about the 90s Super Bowl teams, and the Chiefs honestly look like choir boys compared to them. My thought is that every member of the Chiefs should just be in jail, save for Chris Jones. No matter how much that motherfucker hurts me, I can't help but like him. The world would be safer if all Chiefs were in prison. That's the ticket I'm gonna run on here in Colorado one day. I think for most non-Chiefs fans, we just get tired of hearing about the team, bad or good. Teams that win multiple Super Bowls already get extra coverage. Throw in the 24-hour Kelce Swift cycle, to Harrison Butker telling us all we should be Catholic, to the arrests, to the Chiefs superfan, Chiefsaholic running from the law until he was finally apprehended for a string of bank robberies, to the Jackson Mahomes shit a couple years ago, Patrick Mahomes Sr., all the way back to the worst offense of them all, Britt Reed's DUI that severely injured a 5-year-old girl. He had his prison sentence commuted this offseason, and I can't get into that today because it's too fucking sad, and it honestly makes me angry at our entire legal system, not just the Chiefs, and I want to keep my anger focused and directed on them only. All I know is that after Rashee Rice returns from his projected 8-game suspension, he will be fresher and healthier than ever, and his punishment will probably be winning Super Bowl MVP. That's the kind of justice I expect from this cruel world. And Isaiah Buggs, he'll sell out his hookah bar to watch the Chiefs win 3 in a row, and Chewbacca will be smoking a huge doobie right at the Kansas border the night after the Super Bowl and giving the entire state the middle finger, which I'll actually kind of fucking respect. Wait, hold on, don't forget, Underdog Fantasy continues to support this show. Again, if I get 10,000 signups at Underdog, my life will change forever. But right now, during the summer, if you want to play in their biggest fantasy tournament, it's the Best Ball Mania tournament. They're offering $15 million in total prizes, $1.5 million to the winner. So let's say I get 10,000 signups here, and one of those signups is one of you playing the Best Ball Mania tournament, and you win first place, and you win $1.5 million in that tournament. That will be the coolest shit any of us have ever seen. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Thank you for supporting this channel, this show, even during the summer, even when only Chiefs players are getting in trouble. And maybe Brandon McManus.